Welcome to nice sleep, the place where dreams begin before your eyes even close. I'm Daniel. Tonight, we embark on a journey to Harmony Ridge, a story woven with culture, identity, and the heartwarming spirit of Kwanzaa. Imagine strolling through the serene streets of Harmony Ridge, the air infused with the scent of cinnamon and nutmeg, and Kwanzaa decorations adorning every corner. Tonight, we follow Nia, a young, successful lawyer from the city, as she seeks to rediscover her cultural roots and learn the true meaning of Kwanzaa. So, relax and let go of the day's stress as we step into a world where tradition and modernity intertwine. Here, each candle on the Kinara tells a story of hope, unity, and renewal. As we settle into the story of Nia and the vibrant town of Harmony Ridge, I invite you to take a deep breath. Let the rhythm of your breathing slow down, matching the tranquil pace of Harmony Ridge. Feel the tension in your shoulders ease, as if the gentle hands of peace are softly kneading away the knots of the day. Picture yourself walking beside Naya, feeling the cool breeze on your skin, the warmth of the community's smiles, and the comforting beat of the traditional drums in the distance. Imagine the textures of the town, the rough bark of the baobab tree, the softness of the Kwanzaa fabrics, and the smoothness of the Kinara. As the story unfolds, let your mind be absorbed by the vivid descriptions of Kwanzaa celebrations, the joyous dances of the children, and the harmonious collaboration of the community. Visualize the bright colors of the dancers' costumes, the graceful movements telling stories of heritage and unity, and the resonating beats of the drums grounding you in the moment. Allow yourself to be captivated by the wisdom of Maya, Nia's grandmother, her words weaving a comforting blanket around you. Feel the connection between Nia and her heritage, a bond as strong and reassuring as the roots of an ancient tree. As the story comes to a close and Nia finds a new beginning, let this narrative inspire a sense of hope and peace in you. Embrace the tranquility of Harmony Ridge, carrying its lessons and warmth back into your reality. Now, as you prepare to drift into a restful sleep, hold on to the essence of Kwanzaa, the unity, the purpose, the faith. Let these principles guide you into pleasant dreams where your own journey of self-discovery and connection awaits. Good night, and may your sleep be as nice as the dreams of Harmony Ridge. In the bustling heart of a modern city, Nia Edwards, a young, successful lawyer, navigated her life with the precision of a well-rehearsed script. Her days were a blend of courtrooms and coffee, her smartphone a constant companion whispering the needs of an ever-demanding career. Yet, as the city adorned itself with the festive lights of December, Nia felt an inexplicable emptiness, a void that the gleam of her high-rise apartment and the accolades of her profession could not fill. The approach of Kwanzaa, a celebration she had heard of but never truly experienced, lingered at the edge of her thoughts. It was during one of her late nights at the office, the cityscape sprawling like a luminous sea below her, that she received a call from her grandmother, Maya. Maya's voice, warm and rich as the earth of their ancestral home, extended an invitation that was both a plea and a promise. "Come home for Kwanzaa, Nia. It's time you reconnected with your roots," she urged. Nia's relationship with her heritage was like an old photograph, faded and tucked away. Her memories of childhood visits to her grandmother's house in the small town of Harmony Ridge were distant, yet they flickered with warmth and laughter, a stark contrast to the sterile routine of her current life. The invitation sparked a curiosity in Nia, a whisper of something long forgotten. After a moment of hesitation, she agreed, setting in motion a journey that would unravel the tapestry of her identity. Arriving in Harmony Ridge, Nia was enveloped by the embrace of a community that moved to a rhythm vastly different from the city's. The town, draped in the vibrant colors and symbols of Kwanzaa, buzzed with a sense of anticipation and unity. Maya, ever the matriarch, welcomed Nia with open arms and stories that wove the rich history of their family with the traditions of Kwanzaa. As Nia settled into the rhythm of her grandmother's home, she was introduced to the preparations for the upcoming celebration. She learned of the Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, each a guiding light towards a life of purpose and community. Under Maya's guidance, Nia began to understand the significance of the Kinara and the lighting of the Mishuma Saba, the 7 candles that represented the core principles. In the following days, Nia immersed herself in the community's preparations. She helped weave the mikeka, the traditional mat, and carefully placed the kikombe cha umoja, the unity cup, on the festive table. She listened intently as elders recounted tales of Kwanzaa celebrations past, each story a thread in the vibrant fabric of their culture. Nia's journey into the heart of Kwanzaa was more than a rediscovery of cultural traditions. It was an awakening. As she engaged in the community's activities, from decorating the town hall to participating in communal feasts, she felt a growing connection to her heritage, a bond that had been waiting to be rekindled. The void she had felt in the city began to fill with the laughter of children playing traditional African games, the harmony of communal songs, and the wisdom imparted by the elders. In Harmony Ridge, under the guidance of Maya and surrounded by a community rich in history and unity, Nia began to weave her own thread into the tapestry of Kwanzaa, discovering that the celebration was not just a remembrance of the past, but a living, breathing testament to the resilience and beauty of their culture. The gentle hum of Harmony Ridge in the morning was a stark contrast to the relentless rhythm of the city. As Nia awoke in her childhood bedroom, the scent of brewing coffee and earthy spices wafted through the air, a reminder of the day's preparations for Kwanzaa. Today, under her grandmother Maya's guidance, Nia was to immerse herself in the traditions that were the heartbeat of the celebration. Their first task was crafting the kinara, the candle holder central to Kwanzaa's observance. In Maya's workshop, filled with tools and remnants of past projects, Nia listened intently as her grandmother explained the significance of each element. Together, they selected a piece of wood, rich in hue and smooth to the touch. Maya's hands, weathered yet steady, demonstrated the art of carving, transforming the wood into a beautiful kinara. As they worked, Nia carefully drilled holes for the Mishuma Saba, the 7 candles, each representing one of the Nuzo Saba principles. The task was meditative, and Nia found herself reflecting on these principles, especially unity and self-determination, which resonated deeply with her current crossroads in life. In the afternoon, the kitchen became their sanctuary, a place of warmth and familial bonding. Maya introduced Nia to the art of preparing traditional dishes that would grace their Kwanzaa table. They started with a hearty groundnut stew, simmering with chicken, sweet potatoes, and a rich peanut sauce. As Maya shared the history of each dish, Nia felt a connection not only to her family's roots, but to the broader tapestry of African culinary heritage. They moved on to preparing jollof rice, a vibrant dish colored with tomatoes and spices, and collard greens, seasoned with garlic and a hint of heat. The kitchen was filled with laughter and stories, the recipes acting as conduits for sharing family history and wisdom. As evening approached, they set the table for a communal meal, placing the kinara at its center. The mkeka, a traditional mat, lay beneath it, symbolizing the foundation of their heritage. The kikombe cha umoja, the unity cup, was placed alongside, ready to be filled and shared, symbolizing the bond of family and community. That night, as the community gathered in Maya's home, Nia experienced the true essence of Kwanzaa. The air was filled with the aroma of the feast they had prepared, and the vibrant chatter of friends and family. As they lit the first candle, Nia felt an overwhelming sense of belonging. The stories told around the table, the shared laughter, and the collective reflection on the year gone by brought to life the principles of Kwanzaa in a way that Nia had never experienced before. The sun rose over Harmony Ridge, casting a soft golden light on the streets lined with festive Kwanzaa decorations. Nia, now more in tune with the town's rhythm, set out to participate in a community service project, a vital practice of the Kwanzaa principle Ujima, meaning collective work and responsibility. It was there, amidst the bustle of volunteers, that she met Jaden, a young man whose passion for community work was as palpable as the morning breeze. Jaden, with his easy smile and deep knowledge of Kwanzaa, quickly sensed Nia's newfound interest in her heritage. They started their day at the edge of the community garden, a patch of land speckled with ripe tomatoes and towering sunflowers. Jaden handed Nia a pair of gardening gloves and a trowel. Together, they dug into the earth, planting rows of new seedlings. As they worked, Jaden shared tales of the garden's inception, of neighbors coming together to turn a barren plot into a thriving source of community nourishment. Later, with paint-splattered clothes and brushes in hand, Nia and Jaden joined a team painting a vibrant mural on a once gray wall beside the garden. The mural was a riot of colors, depicting scenes of village life, family gatherings, and children playing under the African sun. Naya found herself painting a large baobab tree, its branches stretching wide. The highlight of the evening was setting up for the Kwanzaa storytelling event. Jaden and Nia arranged the hall, placing a hand-woven cloth at the center, with the kinara standing proudly atop. The hall buzzed with excitement as residents filled the room, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of the candles. One by one, the elders stood, their voices rich and deep, weaving tales of the past. There were stories of great-grandmothers who had overcome adversity, of uncles who had built businesses from scratch, and of children who had brought joy with their simple acts of kindness. Each story was a thread in the vibrant tapestry of their heritage, leaving Nia with a gallery of vivid images in her mind. After the stories wound down, Nia and Jaden stood side by side, cleaning up. Their hands moved in unison, folding chairs and picking up empty cups. They talked about the stories, about the garden, about the mural, their conversation a comfortable hum in the quiet of the night. In Jaden's company, Nia felt a profound connection to the town and its traditions, a sense of belonging that was new yet felt as old as time. The Kwanzaa celebration in Harmony Ridge was in full swing, with the community center decked out in vibrant African fabrics and the air filled with the rich aroma of traditional dishes. Nia, immersed in the festivities, felt a deep connection to her roots, a stark contrast to her life in the city. It was during this jubilant atmosphere that her phone buzzed insistently, a glaring reminder of her other life. Glancing at the screen, Naya's heart sank. An urgent message from her law firm demanded her immediate return to handle a critical case. The words on the screen blurred as a wave of conflict washed over her. Torn between her responsibility to her career and her newfound connection to her hometown, Nia felt like she was standing at a crossroads. Seeking counsel, Nia found her grandmother, Maya, in the kitchen, her hands skillfully shaping dough for Kwanzaa bread. Maya listened intently, her eyes reflecting a lifetime of wisdom. "Your career is important, Nia," she said, pausing to brush flour off her apron. "But so is knowing who you are. Sometimes we must make choices that define us." Later, Nia found Jaden setting up the stage for the evening's performances. He noticed her troubled expression and took her aside, away from the bustle. Under the shade of a large baobab tree, Jaden spoke earnestly. "This is more than just a festival, Nia. It's a celebration of who we are, our history, our future. It's about finding balance." His words, sincere and heartfelt, echoed in her mind. Caught in a personal dilemma, Nia's attention turned to the evening's Kwanzaa performances. A group of children, dressed in vibrant traditional attire, took the stage first. Their African dance was a lively display, with feet tapping and bodies moving in sync with the rhythmic drumming. Their fluid motions told stories of heritage and celebration, captivating Nia. Then, a troupe of dancers glided onto the stage, moving gracefully to the beat of live drums. The drummers, seated in a semicircle, skillfully brought the instruments to life. The dancers twirled and leaped, each movement a blend of strength and elegance. Women in colorful skirts spun around, while men showcased powerful, high jumps. As Nia watched, the dancers' connection to their ancestry resonated with her, offering a fresh perspective on her own situation. She realized that her professional ambitions and cultural roots could coexist, each enriching the other. As the performances concluded, Nia's decision became clear. She chose to stay in Harmony Ridge for the remainder of Kwanzaa, embracing her heritage and the sense of belonging it brought. This choice wasn't a departure from her career, but a step towards a more authentic self. In Harmony Ridge, the final day of Kwanzaa brought a crisp, cool morning. Nia, wrapped in a cozy sweater, joined the townsfolk at the community center, now buzzing with the vibrant energy of the holiday's culmination. The center was alive with the sense of cinnamon and nutmeg, mixed with the earthy aroma of burning wood from the fireplace. The day's focus was on the principle of Imani, meaning faith. Nia watched as Maya, her hand steady and sure, placed the last candle on the Kinara. The candle, a rich shade of green, stood tall and proud among its red and black counterparts. Maya struck a match, the flame flickering briefly before touching the wick, illuminating the candle's emerald glow. Children, their eyes wide with wonder, gathered around a table laden with crafts. They busied themselves creating Kwanzaa flags, their small fingers folding paper, cutting and gluing. Their laughter and chatter filled the air, mixing with the adults' more subdued conversations. Outside, a group of men and women set up long tables, arranging them in neat rows. They covered the tables with white cloths, then set out platters of food, steaming bowls of jollof rice, plates of succulent jerk chicken, and baskets of warm, fluffy chapati. The aroma of the feast wafted through the air, drawing a line of people eager to partake in the communal meal. As the afternoon sun began its descent, casting long shadows over the gathering, the community settled into their seats. Maya stood, her voice clear and strong, as she spoke about the importance of Imani in their lives. Her words were simple yet profound, touching on the struggles and triumphs of the past year and the unyielding faith that carried them through. Nia, seated among the rows of people, felt a deep sense of connection. She realized that Imani was not just a principle to be spoken of, but a lived experience, a trust in themselves, their community, and their shared future. This realization filled her with a profound sense of peace and belonging. The meal began, a communal affair marked by shared dishes and stories. People passed bowls and platters, their conversations a blend of reminiscence and hope. Laughter echoed under the roof, mingling with the clinking of cutlery and the soft rustling of leaves outside. As the evening drew to a close, Naya helped clean up, stacking chairs and wiping down tables. Her movements were rhythmic and purposeful, mirroring the heartbeat of the community around her. In these moments of simple work, she found joy and fulfillment, a stark contrast to the solitary life she once knew in the city. In embracing the spirit of Kwanzaa, Nia had woven herself into the fabric of Harmony Ridge. She had found a new family in this community, one that extended beyond blood ties to shared values and experiences. As she said her goodnights, the warmth of the community's embrace stayed with her, a gentle reminder of the rich tapestry of life she was now a part of. Back in the city, Nia navigated the crowded streets, the cacophony of traffic and voices, a stark contrast to Harmony Ridge's serene ambience. Her office, a high-rise overlooking the cityscape, welcomed her with piles of case files and a blinking voicemail light. She sighed, taking a moment to hang a small kinara on her desk, a tangible reminder of her time in Harmony Ridge. Her first meeting was a whirlwind, with clients speaking rapidly, their demands filling the room like a fast-rising tide. Nia, grounded by the memory of Kwanzaa's principles, responded with a calmness that surprised even her. She articulated her thoughts clearly, her words cutting through the noise with precision. As the day ended, Nia gazed out her office window, the city lights twinkling below. She smiled, realizing that her experiences in Harmony Ridge had reshaped her approach to her work and her life in the city. She had brought back more than memories. Speaking of Jaden, they had kept in touch. What started as an exchange of emails sharing updates on their respective Kwanzaa celebrations had blossomed into daily conversations that veered into long phone calls. Jaden's voice became a fixture in her evenings, a comforting presence as she recounted the day's events or debated ideas. One chilly evening, as Nia walked through the park on her way home from the office, her phone rang. It was Jaden, his voice carrying a warmth that contradicted the cool air around her. "I've got news," he said, his excitement palpable even through the phone. "I'm coming to the city next week for a community development conference. Can we meet?" The prospect of seeing Jaden again, outside the familiar setting of Harmony Ridge, was thrilling. They agreed to meet at a cozy cafe known for its fusion of city chic and traditional African decor. When the day arrived, Nia waited at the cafe, her heart fluttering with anticipation. Jaden walked in, and it was as if he brought a piece of Harmony Ridge with him. Their greeting was warm, a hug that felt like home, and as they sat down to coffee, the conversation flowed as smoothly as the jazz playing softly in the background. They talked about everything, from the projects Jaden was involved in to the community initiatives Naya had started at her firm. As they spoke, Nia realized how much Jaden had influenced her, how he had helped her see that her two worlds could coalesce harmoniously. As the cafe lights dimmed and their coffee cups emptied, Jaden reached across the table, taking her hands in his. "Nia, these months have shown me how much I value what we have. You've changed my life too," he confessed. They decided to take a walk, the city lights reflecting off the buildings as they strolled. As the nights turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, the city that once felt so large began to shrink in comparison to the space that Jaden occupied in Naya's heart. Their meetings became the highlights of their days, their conversations a canvas for painting a future they both yearned for. The evening, as the first snow of the season began to gently blanket the city, Jaden and Nia found themselves at their favorite riverside spot. The city lights sparkled, reflecting off the snowflakes, creating a scene that felt almost ethereal. Jaden's breath came out in visible puffs as he turned to Nia, a small box in his hand. "Nia," he began, his voice steady despite the shivering cold. "Our journey began with Kwanzaa, with its principles that guide us. Each day with you has been a day where I've lived those principles more fully than I ever thought possible." He opened the box to reveal a ring, simple yet elegant, its design inspired by the intricate patterns of African art. "This ring, like the Kanara, is a symbol of our unity, our purpose, and our faith in each other," Jaden continued. "Will you marry me and let us build our own traditions, our own legacy, together?" Nia, her eyes sparkling with tears that matched the brilliance of the ring, nodded her assent before the words could even form. "Yes," she said, her voice a mixture of laughter and emotion. "Yes, I will marry you." As they embraced, the Kanara at Nia's apartment seemed to burn even brighter, a silent witness to the new bond being formed. Years later, as they celebrated Kwanzaa with their own family, Nia and Jaden would look back on that snowy evening as the moment their individual paths became one.